Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we are going to be doing my full 1 to 400 scale collection update for the winter of 2025. Technically, as I'm recording this video, it is still 2024, so you guys are seeing this in the future, but this will be my first video of the new year, so Happy New Year's to people watching in the future. But yeah, so we have a very exciting collection update today because my collection has just recently passed the 200 mark. I have 226 models in my collection, and it is officially too big for any table that I have. So I'm actually gonna have to split it up into two sections in today's video. The section in front of you now is basically just the Americas. So we have everything from the US, so US Big Three, everything else that is up to date, so not retro, as well as cargo, military, and internationals from the Americas, so like Canada, Mexico, Central and South America, all that. And then the other half of my collection, which is kind of just everything else, I will set up after we're done going through all of these and go through all of them. So yeah, my collection is just too big for any table that I have now, which is really crazy. It's still insane how many models I have. But yeah, I'm kind of rambling on here, so without any further ado, we are going to go ahead and get started, but with going through every model. Starting with United here, we have two United Express CRJ 200s in the new livery and one in the old livery. We have two United Express CRJ 550s, a United Express Embraer 170, three United Express Embraer 175s, one in the old livery and two in the new livery, and a Mesa House livery CRJ 900, which of course operates for United. Moving on to mainline here, we have a United Airbus A319. I did used to have two of these, but unfortunately one of them did get pretty badly damaged. So that's definitely unfortunate. I'm looking to replace that model so I can have two of these again, but unfortunately it is quite rare, so I don't know how long it'll take me to get another one of them. But yeah, so for now I only have one. Next here we have a United A320 in the new livery and a United A320 in the Stars and Bars retro livery. We have two United 737-700s, one in the Continental Globe livery and one in the new livery, a United 737-800, three United 737-900ERs, one in the Continental Globe livery and two in the new livery. We then have two United 737 MAX 8s, a United 737 MAX 9, a second one of those. We have a United Airbus A321neo. Now we have a long line of United 757s. Starting off, we have a United 757-200 in the Continental Globe livery with the standard winglets. This is the 2014 Gemini Jets release. We then have a United 757-200 in the Continental Globe livery with the Scimitar winglets. This is the most recent NG release. We have a United 757-200 in the new livery. Two United 757-200s in the Her Art Here liveries, the California and the New York, New Jersey. We have a United 757-300 in the Continental Globe livery and a United 757-300 in the new livery. We have a United 767-300, a United 767-400, a United 787-9, a United 787-10, a United 777-200ER in the Star Alliance livery, and a United 777-300ER. Now moving on to American here, we have an American Eagle CRJ 200. We have an Air Wisconsin House livery CRJ 200, which of course operates for American Eagle. We have two American Eagle CRJ 700s, an American Eagle CRJ 900. We have three American Eagle ERJ 145s. One of these is the Envoy release and the other two are the Piedmont release. We have two American Eagle Embraer 170s, one in the regular livery and one in the Envoy retro livery. We have a Republic House livery Embraer 175 with standard winglets, which of course operates for American Eagle. And then we have three American Eagle Embraer 175s with the enhanced winglets. These are all the Envoy release. Moving on to American mainline here, we have an American Airbus A319 with Sharklets, two American Airbus A320s, the CFM and the IAE engines. We have three American 737-800s, two in the regular livery and one in the One World livery. We have an American 737 MAX 8, an American A321 in the flagship Valor livery, an American A321neo, and also while we're over here, go ahead and get the Contour ERJ 145 and the JSX ERJ 145. We then have an American 787-8, and an American 777-200ER. Moving on to Delta here, we have a Delta Connection CRJ200, a Delta Connection CRJ700, two Delta Connection CRJ900s, both of these are the 2021 release, a Delta Connection Embraer 170, and two Delta Connection Embraer 175s with enhanced winglets. On to mainline now, we have a Delta 717-200, a Delta A220-100, a Delta A220-300, a Delta A319, a Delta A320, a Delta MD-90. We have a Delta 737-800 with the blended winglets. This is the 2008, I believe, Gemini Jets release. We have a Delta 737-800 with the Scimitar winglets. This is the most recent NG release. We have a Delta 737-900ER, a Delta A321 in the Thank You livery, a Delta A321neo, a Delta 757-200, a Delta 757-300, a Delta 767-300, a Delta 767-400, a Delta A330-300, and a Delta A330-900neo. Moving on from the US Big Three here, we have a Southwest 737-700 with the blended winglets, a Southwest 737-700 with the Scimitar winglets. These are both the recent NG releases. And then we have a Southwest 737-700 with the Scimitar winglets, the 2021 Panda models release. We have a Southwest 737-800, a Southwest 737-800 in the New Mexico 1 colors, two Southwest 737 MAX 8s in the Heart livery, and then two Southwest 737 MAX 8s in the retro liveries. We have the Canyon Blue and the Desert Gold. Moving on to Alaska here, we have an Alaska Embraer 175, an Alaska Embraer 175 in the Horizon retro livery, an Alaska 737-700. We have an Alaska 737 MAX 8, an Alaska 737-900ER, and an Alaska 737 MAX 9 in the West Coast Wonders livery. On to JetBlue here, we have a JetBlue A220-300 in the Hops tail, a JetBlue A320 in the High-Rise tail, a JetBlue A320 with Sharklets in the Blueberries tail, a JetBlue A320 with Sharklets in the new livery Spotlight tail, and a JetBlue A321 in the Prisms tail. Next up with Allegiant here, we have an Allegiant Airbus A319, an Allegiant Airbus A320 with Sharklets, an Allegiant Airbus A320 in the older Travel is Our Deal livery, and an Allegiant 737 MAX 8-200. After that here, we have a Frontier A320neo in the Baja the Whale Shark livery, a Frontier A321 in the Steve the Eagle livery, a Frontier A321 in the A321neo, in the Chopper the Great White Shark livery. We have a Spirit A320, a Spirit A320neo, and a Spirit A321. We then have a Sun Country 737-800 in the Tide Pod livery, a Breeze Embraer 195, and a Breeze A220-300. We then have a Hawaiian A321neo, a Hawaiian 787-9, and now kind of getting into charter and cargo here, we have an Eastern 767-300 and a National A330-200. And now coming in from a different angle here because I couldn't reach any further, we have the official start of my cargo fleet, which has grown a ton since the last collection update. Of course, I am building up a couple of different cargo airlines for my next big project, which I'm not officially announcing yet, but you should be able to take a guess based on the amount of the specific models I've been getting. So, leave your guesses in the comments. Starting off here, we have a FedEx 757-200, a FedEx 767-300, a UPS 757-200, a UPS 767-300, and a UPS 747-8F. We then have a Cargojet 757-200, an Amerijet 767-300. We have two Prime Air 737-800s. These are both the NG models release. We have a model I've been after for such a long time, and I'm so happy to finally have in the collection, a Prime Air 767-300. I'm still so happy to finally have this. We then have Prime Air's new A330-300, which is operated by Hawaiian. Moving on to DHL here, we have a DHL 737-400, a DHL 737-800, a DHL 767-300, a DHL 777 Freighter, and a Polar/DHL 747-8F. We then have an Atlas Air / Apex Logistics 747-8F, the final 747 built. And then after that, we have a Kalitta Charters 2 727-200 and a Kalitta 747-400 in the mask livery. Onto military, which has grown a little bit. We have a U.S. Air Force C-130 that is Dover-based, a U.S. Air Force C-17 Globemaster that is also Dover-based, and a model I'm definitely happy to finally have in the collection. We have a U.S. Air Force VC-25A Air Force One, which is of course based on the 747-200. Moving on to some kind of North American, Central, South American, kind of just American outside of the U.S. international aircraft. We have a Porter Q400, an Air Canada Express CRJ 900, an Air Canada A220 300, a WestJet 737-800, an Aeromexico 737-800, a Volaris A320neo in the Cien Aviones livery. We have an Avianca A320 and a Copa Airlines 737 MAX 9. And with that, that does conclude this section of my collection. So I am going to get all these put away and we are going to set up the second half of my collection. All right, and here we go, the second half of my 1-400 scale model collection. This mainly consists of my international aircraft from outside of the Americas, so Europe, Asia, Oceania, Africa, all that, as well as my retro collection, both of which have grown quite a bit since the last update. So without any further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with this half of my collection. Starting off with some short-haul European aircraft here, we have a Luxair Q400, an Aer Lingus Regional ATR 72, an Aer Lingus A321neo, a Ryanair 737-800, an Icelandair 737 MAX 8, we have a BA City Flyer Embraer 190, a British Airways A319, we have a British Airways 787-8, a British Airways 787-10, a British Airways A350-1000, a British Airways 777-200ER. This is GVIIY. This is the only aircraft in my collection that I have been on the real-life equivalent of, which is pretty cool. We have a British Airways 777-300ER, a British Airways 747-400, and a British Airways A380. Moving on to my personal favorite airline, Virgin Atlantic, we have a Virgin Atlantic A330-300, a Virgin Atlantic A330-900neo. We have two Virgin Atlantic 787-9s. We have the NG models version, which is GVZIG, and the Aviation 400 version, which is GVSPY. We have a Virgin Atlantic A350-1000 and a Virgin Atlantic A340-600. Next up, we have two Virgin Atlantic 747-400s. We have the 2016 Gemini Jets release, GVXLG, and the 2019 Gemini Jets release, GVBIG. Moving on to KLM here, we have a KLM Embraer 190, a KLM A330-200, a KLM 787-9 with the 100-year sticker. We have a KLM 777-300ER, an Air France A350-900, an Iberia A350-900, a TAP Portugal A330-900neo in the 100th aircraft livery. We have a Lufthansa A330-300, a Lufthansa 787-9, a Lufthansa A350-900, a Lufthansa 747-8i in the gorgeous retro livery. We have an Austrian 777-200ER in the 60 years livery. We have a Finnair A350-900 in the One World livery. We have an ITA A330-900neo and a Condor A330-900neo with the beige stripes. Next here we have a Norse 787-9, a Turkish 787-9, and now we are kind of into the Middle East here. We have an El Al 787-9 in the Jerusalem of Gold livery. We have an Etihad 787-9, a Qatar 777-300ER, an Emirates 777-300ER in the new livery, and an Emirates A380 in the old livery. On to the Far East now, we have a Japan Airlines 787-9, we have an ANA 787-9 in the R2D2 livery, and my only model from Australia and Oceania, we have a Qantas 787-9. And now moving on to some retro aircraft, we have a US Airways Express Embraer 170, a Continental 737-200 in the red contrails livery. We have a Southwest 737-700. This aircraft is finally over in the retro section. I've been able to keep this aircraft in my main collection for way longer than I thought I would, but Southwest have finally repainted their final Canyon Blue 737-700, which is still crazy to think about. So yeah, this model has finally come over and joined the retros. Next here we have a Sobel Air 737-800, a National 757-200, a different National 727-200. Interesting note, I now have all three aircraft from all three of the national airlines that existed. The original one here, the one from the late 1990s, early 2000s, and earlier in the video, the new National Air Cargo, which technically the aircraft I have is a charter aircraft, but yeah, so it's kind of neat to have all three of those. We have an Omni Air International 757-200, an Allegiant 757-200 in the older Travelers Ideal livery. We have an Egypt Air 707, an American 757-200 in the chrome livery, an American 767-300 in the chrome livery. We have a model I've been after for quite a long time, so happy to finally have a Northwest 757-200 in the bowling shoe livery. We have a Delta 757-200 in the widget livery, a Delta MD-11 in the Colors in Motion livery. We have a United 737-300 in the blue tulip livery, a United DC-8-21 in the Solbass livery, a United 747-400 in the Battleship Gray livery, an Air Canada A340-300, an Iberia A340-300, and an Iberia A340-600. And on to the final row here, we have a TWA 747-100 in their final livery, a Transamerica 747-200, a Malaysia Airlines 747-400, and to conclude the collection update here, we have my two Concords, Air France and British Airways, and the gorgeous United States B-29 by Dragon Wings. And with that does conclude my full 1:400 scale collection. I do really hope you guys have enjoyed watching this, and for the next update, I'm definitely going to have to find a solution to my limited table space. I might try and get another one of these boards that I set out my collection on, so that way I'll have room for everything, hopefully. But you know, I guess we'll see in 6 months from now. But yeah, so it is now 2025 as you're watching this. This is going to be a big year in my personal life, but also just on this channel in general. I have a lot of exciting stuff planned. It is actually 2025 in a couple of months now, I believe. March will be my 5-year channel anniversary, which is crazy to think about. It's been so awesome spending 5 years in this amazing online community. So that's really cool. I will definitely in the next few months have a channel update, kind of a big channel update coming out about what's going to go on in the future, different content I have planned, but there should be a lot of neat stuff planned. So yeah, I sincerely hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and if you have time, leave a comment down below telling me your thoughts. How big is your 1:400th collection? Do you even have a 1:400th collection? Do you collect another scale? Be sure to let me know down below. I would love to hear from you. So with that, I hope you guys do have an absolutely incredible rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.